Lillian the Waters in the Living Truth series, 1943. Thou shalt follow me afterwards. What is the greatest thing in the world? Please write down your answer before reading further. The real answer is myself. To me, the greatest thing is my own self. Why? Because myself is all there is of me. Without me, there would be nothing for me to know, see, feel, or experience. Is this not so? Therefore, love is not first, nor life, nor consciousness. For as Jesus said, I am first. I am the beginning of all, and without me there would be nothing. Verily, to me, I am all, and no world exists outside of me. If I wish a greater peace, a fuller sense of wholeness, harmony, and happiness, then I must seek out myself and here abide. I must find myself to be my entire world, my entire existence. I must be able to answer the question, who am I? And give the same answer as Jesus gave. I am the light of the world, and I and the Father are one. I am the first. Is life God or man? Life is God. Is being God or man? Being is God. Is consciousness God or man? Consciousness is God. Is expression God or man? Expression of God is God. Then man is not life, being, consciousness, or expression. God is all, and all is God. There is not besides. Quote, whosoever shall confess me before men, him will I confess also. But whosoever shall deny me before men, him will I also deny. Matthew 10:32-33. So long as one denies his actuality and entity to be God, he is denied its experience. When one sees and confesses his genuine being to be God and not man, he is consciously aware of it. Surely this is the self-evident and self-convincing. The mind that believed in a flat earth did not exist. There was no such mind at all. There is no creator of ignorance, darkness, mortality. Said Jesus, I have overcome the world. Ultimately, each one of us must make the same acknowledgement and confession. I have overcome all belief in a mind separate and apart from God. I have withdrawn from all belief in a consciousness and in a world other than the perfect, the one and the only. Quote, have faith in God. Have faith in the perfect as already and eternally established, intact, here and now. Quote, as it was in the beginning, is now, and ever shall be. That which is forever existent, and that which is not is forever non existent. Believest thou this? What then is there to you besides the perfect self, the perfect body, and the perfect world? Answer thou me. Is God one being and you another? Is God one life and you another? Is God in one world and you in another? Is God seeing aught besides completeness, perfection, wholeness, immortality, and abundance? Withdraw your attention from untruth. Turn to me. Believe in me only. Love me. Have faith in me. There is none else. Withdraw more and more from all identification with the false assumptive state called man, for he continually testifies to war, labor, strife, limitation, incompleteness, mortality, death. Who is I and who is me? You, yourself. You are none other than the one who is all and who is indivisible. I myself am I, and I myself am me. Nor could it be otherwise. The metaphysical field which teaches and upholds constructive thinking, in quote, directly opposes Jesus' divine instruction. Quote, take ye no thought. In fact, Jesus never used the word mind once in such connection. You see, the more one educates himself as man to think or act correctly or spiritually, the further he wanders in belief from his own perfect selfhood, in and from which all true thinking inheres and proceeds. Moreover, to study and follow the direction of the apostles will never be sufficient to bring one to Jesus' understanding that I myself am the way, the truth, and the light. The apostles, even though taught by Jesus, nevertheless wrote from the human viewpoint about the divine, while Jesus speaks from the divine and as the divine. When it becomes more universally known and understood that Jesus, the Christ, is the only one to follow, then shall freedom, peace, and unlimited good and abundance be experienced in the here and the now. There is no man's self to bless or to be blessed, no imperfect self to be healed, perfected, purified, or uplifted. There is but one self of you, which is the God self, since God is all. And this self is to be recognized and received and confessed. No amount of labor or human endeavor could change a flat earth into the round one. All that was needed to enjoy the blessings of the round earth was knowledge that there was no flat earth at all. All the time there was only the round earth. In the same way, what is needed universally today is the knowledge that being is not man at all. All the time, being is God, good, perfection, peace, harmony, and glory. As you are obedient to the voice of Spirit and withdraw from taking thought and from the belief that you are a being other than God, you will receive the blessing. For to confess yourself to be in and of the perfect whole, the I am that I am, is to simultaneously and automatically receive the experience thereof. Therefore, repeat Jesus' sayings as your own. How different they are and how surpassingly helpful compared to those of man. Here are a few of Jesus' sayings. I am. I am He. I am the resurrection. I am the way. I and the Father are one. One's very desire, aim, and consent to know to now leave the thoughts of man for the thoughts of Jesus, who represents our own true and perfect selfhood, will surely and immediately bring untold blessings. Quote, if thou canst believe in your own being as eternally established in perfection and glory, all things are possible to him that believeth. Mark 9:23. Therefore, believe only in the great truth which Jesus taught. I am He. As a person, Jesus could not save us, and He should never be considered as a personality. Jesus is the way universally. He didn't save us from the false belief that we are man. Each must accept this truth as his very own, for each is a distinct identity. Verily, hear his beloved words. They are not of the world, even as I am not of the world. We are not of man, even as Jesus was not of man. A false belief is lost sight of and vanishes in the acceptance of the true and the real. Thus Jesus said, quote, the truth shall make you free when you accept it. Whosoever will, let him come. Whosoever will, let him take. Quote, whosoever shall drink of the water that I shall give him shall never thirst, but the water that I shall give him shall be in him a well of water springing up into everlasting life. John 4:14. Lift up your eyes and look on the fields, for they are white already to harvest. John 4:35. Quote, whither I go, thou canst not follow me now, but thou shalt follow me afterwards. John 13:36. Jesus did not go to any other place, but into a higher state of consciousness, which knows and experiences I am the first and the last. It was expedient that Jesus vanished to us, otherwise too much attention would be given him as a personality. Even to this day, this mistake is being made continually. Said he, I go to prepare a place for you. I will come again John 14, 2, 3. In other words, his going prepared the opportunity that we each find ourselves to be the very same as he. While he was here in person, dependence was placed upon him. And to this very day, when one looks to or sees the perfect self as belonging to Jesus or Christ only, he fails to see that each of us has a distinct identity, is the identical self or I am. Quote, thou shalt follow me afterwards. Ultimately, we must follow in his steps, depending not upon him, but upon our own self, the very same as he depended upon himself, for we are all one. There is one entity, God, I am that I am, and in this one are infinite identities, distinct and diversified in characteristics, form, and so on. These distinct identities, known as Jesus, Mary, John, and so on, are nevertheless the same substance, spirit, mind, and being. Just as the air which now fills the various rooms in your house, though distinct in each room, cannot be separated or divided, for the air is indivisible. Now, as Jesus was distinct, yet identified himself and the Father as one and not two, and claimed all power as belonging unto him, so finally we must all do likewise. That is, finally we must give up looking to the divine mind as some other besides ourselves, and give up thinking of the identity Jesus as different from ourselves, in order to find oneself to be the same self-same being or I am. This is what Jesus saw must come to pass. And this is why he said that he would leave the world, yet come again, in order to make it possible that each should come to know himself as the I, and the I as himself. Each must come finally to look upon the self of Jesus, Mary, John, and so on, not as so many personalities, but as distinct identities in and of the one infinite being, or I am that I am. Quote, I will come again and receive you unto myself. John 14:3. When? Whenever you are ready to receive me as yourself. Do you see what I mean? Finally, we must withdraw from all sense of separateness or personality in order for us in our world to see the one as all and all as one, besides which there is none else. Then, quote, at that day ye shall know that I am in my Father, and ye in me, and I in you. John 14:20. How could we ever follow Jesus to this knowledge and experience unless we come to see our own identity to be the very same as his? Then look to ourselves as the way, the truth, and the life, the same as he looked to himself as the way, the truth, and the life. Lo, I am with you always. I will never leave you. Occupy till I come. I will receive you unto myself. I am the first and the last.